Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays.
Hey, good morning, folks.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat.
Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are.
There it is, team. Morning. Morning, wherever you're tuning in from today.
Early bird gets the worm, they say. Here at Positive, we offer a 6-star team. It's a team that help you at every stage of your wealth creation journey.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, 8th of October. I hope those that had a long weekend are now rested, back into it for the week. So good morning to the regulars. If you are tuning in for the first time, if you haven't met me before, my name's Cash Shostad here, representing the property management group for the 6-star team this morning. So it's what we do at about 10 past 8 Queensland time. Not so much down south, about 10 past 9 your time, but we've made it anyway, team. We've made it to another Wednesday. So listen, if you don't know my story, 14 years in the property management industry, what we love to do on a Wednesday is come and talk a lot of different stories, share some insights, certainly unpack the challenges that goes on when it comes to holding property. Certainly, trying to work out some solutions when it comes to your property manager. And I tell you what, today's topic, I've got a doozy for you here that I found. So this is my thing to you guys today. If you want to know how to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in the value of your property, do this, right? Do this. Now, I know a lot of you guys are very, very intelligent. You've got great teams around you, great strategies. And so this is not one of you guys. I'm very, very confident of that. However, across Australia, there are a number of landlords who don't have quite the team around them, quite the strategies. And certainly when it comes to property management, they get themselves in a bit of a situation time and time again. If there's one thing I've learned over 14 years, you can talk to your blue in the face, but people keep doing this. So I want to read something out to you guys, share some comments, and we'll show you exactly what not to do if you want to hold your property value and certainly grow it into the future when it comes to all things tenancy related. And at some point, you might get to that stage where you are needing to sell strategically. So how to avoid this situation? I'm going to first read it out to you. So basically goes along the lines for a particular landlord. Now, I don't have property addresses. I'm not going to use names, but here's the situation. So, hey guys, looking for some help. Rent is significantly behind, and the tenant is starting to damage the property significantly. They're punching some holes in the walls. We're trying to actually sell the property due to some financial hardship, right? So there's a bit going on already. There's a huge mess inside and outside of the property. I believe there might be some illicit substances inside as well. We've sent them notices to leave, notices to vacate. The lease has expired, so there's a periodic lease in place at the moment. We've got a QCAT hearing in a month. And listen, it's all started back in April. So a lot to consider. I'll try to summarize this in 8 bullet points for you guys. I don't know about you guys, but it sounds a little bit hectic to me. A lot is going on. So love to hear your thoughts in the chat on what you guys think for sure. So as we always do, Wealth Coffee Chats, throw any questions, banter, give us a shout out in the chat. But essentially, team, what's happened here? This owner's got themselves in a bit of a pickle. To top it off, they manage the property themselves. There is no property manager involved. So here's what I wrote down. Actually, no, I'll start with the comments first. What I want you guys to do is if you're involved in different Facebook groups and communities like that, just be mindful where you get the information from or who is actually giving you the information at hand, because more often than not, that commentary is inaccurate and rubbish, in my opinion. So some of the questions here, some of the commentary here in terms of, this owner, they've got a tenant, they won't move out, they're 6 months behind in rent. Yes, there's a QCAT hearing. However, sounds like there's a lot of things going on, damage, cleaning, no lease in place, as I mentioned. I would dare say that communication is not very sound at this point in time. There is a lack of relationship, and due to financial hardship, the owner has actually said they're trying to sell the property at the same time. So it's a bit of a pickle, right? And some people have said, "Hey, don't worry about it. Just claim your insurance." Someone said, "Hey, don't worry about it. Just wait till they're not home. Go change the locks and then kick them out." Don't know if that's appropriate. Someone did have a go at them self-managing. Speak to a local rental agent. Contact the RTA. Anyway, it goes on and goes on. Contact a solicitor and send them a demand letter. Listen, half of that commentary is not going to work, team. It's not going to work. So what we're going to do is actually go back to the start. And this is why I will talk to Blue in the face about your leasing campaigns, your tenant application process. It all starts there. You get that wrong, you're gonna see what tenancy you're about to have. So, in terms of damage and cleanliness, in this case, we can make some assumptions that perhaps there was no routine inspections conducted throughout. I mean, let's face it, they're a self-managing landlord. They don't probably have the time, right? They've got, I'm sure, due to financial hardship, I'm sure they're working super hard to get themselves out of that situation. There was mention there of illicit substances, so there's some other things to deal with. And, you can start to paint a picture on the top tenant profile that this particular owner's got in here. Now, no lease in place. This property, I believe, is in Queensland. And if you're a landlord with a property in Queensland, you certainly want leases on fixed periods. We'll go into that another day, but certainly your lease should not be in a periodic lease unless there's a particular reason for it. Notice the vacates were served, breaches, nothing was done. The thing that gets me, team, is that this all started in April. We're now 6 months down the track, and here we are, and they're going to QCAT very, very shortly. I think whilst there might be some delays and some things at QCAT that we can't control in terms of getting a hearing date, certainly 6 months does sound like a long time considering this situation, financial hardship, and they're selling the team. So there's a bit going on, as I mentioned. Where do you start? I think what I would look at is, number one, I'd sack myself as the self-managing property manager, and I'd go and hire the best property manager that I could find. Get a professional. So, you don't go, if you're not an electrician, you don't go pulling wires out of the walls and things like that. You hire a licensed electrician. It's the same team. It's the same thing, team. Same concept. If you want to hold your property longer, if you want to maintain its value, if you want the rents to go up, if you want to grow that asset in future, then part of that is getting a very quality professional property manager on your team, because they are your eyes and ears on the ground. In this case, there was no one on the ground, and they are going to cost themselves dearly, which I'm going to explain. What I would do is go back to the end of lease period. If you have a tenancy that isn't going correctly, you serve a notice to leave on the fixed lease, and you'd be done with it. This could have all been over a long, long time ago, perhaps, for this landlord. And if they hadn't got out as per that notice to leave, then you could have started the QCAT application process a lot sooner. Now, yes, someone mentioned in the comments about, yes, we'll just claim landlord's insurance. Yes, that is one aspect to it. As I mentioned on these channels, not all insurance is the same, is equal. And so certainly making sure you have the right policy for you in your situation. Certainly super critical when it comes to that, because as I said, 6 months of non-payment of rent. Now I'm going to use some average numbers here. If we said the average rent in this area was $600 per week, and in Queensland that's fair, $600 per week over a 26-week period, right? It's just over $15,500 of rent not generated. Not in the owner's pocket, that's for sure, right? So as I said, if it was me, I'd sack myself as a self-managing property manager because I'm not doing my job, right? So $15,500 of loss of rent, quite significant when you look at that. Now, when it comes to reselling the property, which in this case, our understanding is that it's caused by financial hardship, what would I do? What's the chances that this particular tenant is going to be, one, cooperative, two, presenting the home in a really good presentation? It's not, from what we gather. There's cleanliness issues, there's damage, it's ongoing. I would dare say that this tenant is actually scaring buyers away. Buyers are not feeling safe. They're not feeling comfortable to walk through the home. And so if they're not comfortable, then, why on earth would they not, why on earth would they want to buy the property, right? Exactly. So Jeff's on. G'day, Jeff. Hope you're well. And, I think what you've got to do in this scenario when you are experiencing financial hardship is maybe you need to talk to your advisor, you need to talk to your bank, you need to try and work something out in that regard. Best case scenario, you've got to get that tenant out first and foremost, and then you go and sell the property vacant possession. That is the way to do it. It can be a harder way to do it, but if you want to save and maintain hundreds of thousands of dollars on your value, then you need to go down that path. In this case, without knowing this person, without knowing the situation or location, I can tell you there is no way that property is going to sell for its for market value, if anything above. And if that property sells, I can guarantee you that buyer's going to get a cracker deal. So maybe if you're a buyer and you want to grab an opportunity, then maybe that's the one potentially. But for the vendor, for the seller, for the investor, for you guys, certainly nothing I would recommend in that space, because your tenant's going to have a significant influence on the result, right? And you only get one crack to sell it. You don't get to sign a contract and then go again next week. Once it's done, team. So super important. So if you don't want to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in property value, you need to do these few things that we've talked about today. One, sack yourself as a self-managing property manager and go find the best professional you can find in that location. Number two, you do need to get the right landlord's insurance to protect you and your asset first and foremost. You need to make sure that you have a strategy and a team around you, an advisor, accountant, financial planner, these sorts of team that you see in Wealth Coffee Chats in and around you to help guide you through these situations, around buffers and offset accounts and things like that. So when things and if and when challenges do present, you're best positioned to handle that. So, I'm not saying it's all on your property manager. I'm saying get a bit of a team around you in that space. So, unfortunately, for this particular investor, they're going to learn the hard way. But for the rest of us, it's some insight into what not to do. And I think if you, number one, get that right property manager, you put some things in place, you're not going to find yourself in this position in the first place. So let's not cut corners, team. Let's do it correctly. And I will guarantee you guys you'll hold and keep your wealth and grow it into the future. So that's it for Wealth Coffee Chats. Bit of a rant this morning. Love finding a story or two like that. But as always, team, if you've got any topics for me, questions, thoughts, love to hear from you guys. Email below. Shoot through your ideas, and we'll jump on another episode of Wealth Coffee Chats next Wednesday, and we'll discuss it live with everyone. So appreciate the attendance and the views. Happy Wednesday, 8th of October. I will sign out. And don't forget, tomorrow, 10 past 8 or 10 past 9 local time, depending on where you are, New South Wales, Victorian time, I should say, then the financial planning team will be on. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Wealth Coffee Chats. In the meantime, bye for now.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-Star team here at positivementor.com.au.